Hello, Cincinnati. Welcome to Teen Talk Live. I am Nakia, and this is my co-host Mocha. And we are bringing Teen Talk Live to you, sponsored by the Louise Shropshire Corporation. And as you guys know, that's been following me, my corporation is opening up group homes and independent living facilities in the greater Cincinnati and surrounding areas, basically wherever God takes me. So what I wanted to do in doing that, God said to me one day that I need to get a dialogue because even though I feel in my heart, I know what our kids want and what would help some of the youth. A lot of them are not being heard. And some of the issues that I'm coming upon is actually issues that you just don't think kids will go through in this day and time. But they are, a real live adult situation. And so I said, you know what, maybe I can do something where we can open up a platform where the teens can come and talk. And it's a safe place. They can come, they can talk about those issues. We can even get some resources up in here that can help them. But we don't want to even just talk about the negative things in the city. We want to talk about the positive things we got going on. Because we got a lot of youth out here that is doing some amazing things. And I mean, starting their own businesses. They're excelling in school. They're landing scholarships. I mean, they're doing things that we just didn't do when we were in high school. We wasn't thinking about doing nobody makeup. We barely put on makeup ourselves.
Right.
So we want to also give a spotlight to a couple of good teams. So we're going to do this every fourth Saturday of the month. If you're interested, you can reach out to me. My information on my Facebook page. Teen Talk Live has a page. Come follow us. Check our page out. We'll have all the updates there. We'll tell you what's coming up, what we got going on. Even if we have some resources, we'll plug them in there for you. But we're just trying to bring back the things that we experienced when we were youth, and then some things that will give these kids something to do, and spotlight them, not just hear about the negative things. And of course we want to address those things, but we don't want to just, as one person always told me, when you only think about negative, then negative is what you're going to get. So I want to not just always hit on the traumatic things that's going in the neighborhood. Let's talk about some fun things. What would you like to see us bring about? One of the things the Louise Shropshire Corporation is doing right now, and I got faith is coming, is the ranches in Avondale. We have a 31-unit building out there. I have an amazing vision for this building. It will bring at least 10 classrooms to teach several different trades, and not just trades, arts. Because all kids don't want to go into mechanics or nursing or engineering. Some of them want to dance, and some of them want to do what we're getting ready to do. They want to be journalists and talk show hosts, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's a wonderful thing if that's their passion. So we want to bring that back, and we want to make it affordable for the parents. We want to make it to where the community takes care of this program. So we don't have to charge the parents this astronomical amount. And if this parent has 5 or 6 children and all of them want to do something, because listen, I was a teen mom and I had 6 kids. And, they all had their individual friends, and one would want to play football, one would want to play basketball, one would want to dance. But when you go and you think about all the fees that I have to pay,
right, you like that big. Okay.
For all 6 of them, it was just not possible.
Feasible, right.
And so we want to bring that back. We want to make this about them. Let politics be politics, but we want to help the community. We want to get what's home, what's right here. what's right in front of me, what I come out my door and see every day,
Right.
what I have to drive down the street and experience. You know, we want to dig into that. So,
well, again, hi, I'm Hershey Me, Miss Mocha, and I guess what I bring here is like, again, like Nikki and I, we've been friends like since like I don't know, like we were like in the 5th or 6th grade, I think, like.
we was like 3rd grade.
Yeah.
In the 5th.
Yeah. Okay. So like we've been friends for like a long time.
We tell our age. Wait.
I didn't tell them.
Ain't been that long.
But
Ain't been that long.
But I
We
did
been
not
friends
tell
some
them.
years.
Right. But I didn't tell them
years,
when
like
we
maybe
was
10.
Right. I didn't tell them
Like
when we were in the
10,
5th or 6th
years.
grade. I just said that we knew each other. We could just be graduating from high school.
Right.
Okay.
2 years ago.
Okay. So basically, when my friend called me and she said, "Hey, I got this idea," and she was like, "I know you do a podcast, but I want to do one," and I was like, "I don't know because I'm doing a podcast." But then she told me what this podcast was about. I was like, "I most definitely want to get on board because I am also a single mom of one, and I think that people think because you only got one, it's not so hard." But it is because I only got one time. If I mess up, I got a effed up individual, okay? So I have to try. I don't have no do-overs. I don't have a kid to be like, okay, well, Johnny's not doing well, but Jimmy will do it. Braxton is all I got, baby. Okay, so because of that, I think that it's important for me to be able to involved with this. And I also have become the mom, the sounding board mom in his group.
Right.
Like I am the mom and I am.
My dudes. That's what they call us.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, we
okay,
dudes.
because so I'm the mom that they be like, well, my mom has a good. He said this recently. Hey, you should tell my mother what's going on because I feel like she has a good insight. And he told me like what the friend told me, and I'm like, hey, if this was Braxton, I would say blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So because I'm that mother, I feel like I could be like I'm the teen whisperer. I feel like I'm the person that
I'm a kid whisperer.
Yeah, that the kids who like, oh yeah, well she seems cool enough to tell something, and then she gonna do something about it. I don't want to just be the mom that hears the things. I want to be the mom that can give the solution, and that's what this show is like. Because of course, like you hear everything, like you could just turn on the TV and hear the problems. But where can you hear the solutions and hear what you could do? Because sometimes, like as a whole, like where everything's going on right now, it's about to be like we praying that it's not a war. With Russia and Ukraine, is all that's going on. If it's a war, like my baby is 16 years old. Like if they invoke the draft again, we involved. So. Like, I be wanting to know, like, when I see or hear something in the news and the media, like, what can I do? I want to get out there with
be on the forefront.
Yeah, I want to
Put
get
your arm around.
Yes, I want
my babies. Let me come help.
Yes, I want to, like, get out there with protest signs and all that. So, this is my protest. This is the way that I feel like I can help. Right. And I would thank you for giving me that, but I know, like you said, it was the Lord because my heart was aching. I knew that it was needed, but I didn't know how. And then the Lord put it on your heart to bring it to me. So I'm that person and that energy in this dynamic. But we also want you to know that, like, even though we are the host and the co-host, that the teens are what we are focusing on. So when we bring the teens here, we are listening to what they have to say because everybody hears what we have to say. By being a mom of a teenager, of a 16-year-old that is very much outspoken, I feel like I parent different. I listen, like, and it's taking some time, and I struggle with, like, am I, like, listening to him too much? Is he tricking me? You know what I'm saying? But I really want to be that parent that listens and, like, you know, a lot of things he has brought to my attention. Just for example, just let me throw this at you. Whoopings. Okay, so I came from get your butt beat. Okay,
go get your own switch.
There you go.
I hate that trend back in the building.
Yes. How many switches I done cut from that? Girl, my mama used to twist them together, like twist the two switches together.
And don't come back with a small one.
Oh, you gonna get that ate up, okay? And then she gonna go get it, okay? So I came from that, and I'm sure a lot of us did. But my son broke it down to me like so eloquently and educated. I haven't whooped him since. He said, "Mama, why would you have to beat something to make it mad?" And I was like, and I stopped like, hold on. I really like, I probably whooped him that day. But then afterwards, I thought about it like, and we had a conversation, and he was like, "Mom, it's not your fault, but it is a slave mentality. That's all you knew. That's all your mom knew. That's all your grandma knew, because that's what they was. That's what was done to them." So he was like, "Can we change the narrative? Can we have an open dialogue so that when something that you don't like that I'm doing, you address that, and I can explain to you why I did it or why I thought about doing it, and then you can explain to me why I shouldn't do it. Then after that, then yes, I should be punished, or I should, but not in that way. Explain to me why I'm wrong, and then I will understand not to do it again, not just because I'm getting a butt.
Not just because you just beat me."
Exactly.
And it's funny that you bring that up as your topic right now, because I had the opportunity to become a mother and do it again. And I really hate saying do it again, because it's not like I wasn't a mother to my 6 children. But when I grew up, not just grew up, but when I grew up, I realized that a lot of the things that I did that I thought I was doing good, the whoopings, the yelling, because we got cussed out in a minute from the rooter to the tutor.
Right.
Honey, I never call them out their name, but mother, and I thought that was the way. And it was so weird, because when I met my husband, that's when my parenting began to change. And it was him who came to me. I can't remember if it was Deasia or DeAndre, but one of them were getting in trouble. Might even have been Devontae or Frankie. And I was getting whoop. And I already cussed them out. I already got cussed out. Now I'm going to sign my bill, get ready. I'm about to tear you up. And he came in and he's like, hold on, let me talk to you for a minute. And I was like, what? No, boo, I'm about to beat, because I told, blah, blah, blah. He's like, wait, just sit down for a minute. Let me just talk to you. And so, he didn't come right out and say it. He kind of like calmed me down a little bit, kind of hugged on me. Like, calm down. I know you upset, but calm down. It's okay, because he wronged, shouldn't did it, but.
Right.
So after I calmed down, I was like, now let me go, because I'm about to, So he's like, have you ever thought that maybe you just need to sit down and have a conversation with him? It was DeAndre. It was DeAndre. And he was like, maybe he don't know that that's what you expect of him.
Right.
But maybe if you don't have to beat him or cuss him out every time. Sit down, hear him out. And he said, because honestly, he already talked to me about it. And he like, we already dealing with that and working with that. And he like, and that made me think. It made me think like, when I was so used to the way I was raised, that generational curse.
Yes.
Because our parents didn't know.
Yes,
their parents didn't know.
No,
because they did have a slave mentality. When somebody act up, you get your butt toe up.
Yes,
and
that's how they got it.
Spoiled child, but that's not talking about beating, spirit around spoiled child. But when you come into a better understanding of the Bible, you will learn that too, that it don't mean beat your children.
Right.
That's what's going to make them do right. That's not what it's saying.
Right.
But we ain't going to get into that. That's for another day. But, I started to learn, like, you're right. They're kids. And what's so crazy, I also learned it in customer service training. Because one of the things we learned in customer service is, when you're doing it for so long, you get accustomed to it.
And you
think everybody should be able to do it.
You're right.
So you just naturally, when that customer called in and asked, like, well, how do you hit the button? And my trainer said, but think about it. You don't know how to hit the button right now.
At this point, you did it right.
They don't know either. This is your job. So you have to always remember that each customer is a new customer and they may not know. So I had to put that into my parents. My children, they're kids.
And they don't.
It ain't like in the womb they were sitting there listening like, oh,
my mama don't like that.
My mom, yes, you don't like no ride.
Yes.
Oh, now you ain't supposed to take no extra candy.
Right.
I just heard him get big. Yeah, we ain't going. So,
right.
If you don't teach them, now after I teach you,
and that's true.
then we're going to have to think about something
but,
different. There's not going to be some repercussions. Now, I ain't saying whooping though.
Right, but it also tested me as a parent. It made me have to go back and actually be a parent to think of solutions that were outside of what I thought. Because it's so quick. It's so easy.
That's your instinct.
It's so easy to just, like, if you do something to strike them or cuss them. But it takes you to use your mind and your patience. See, when I was pregnant, the one thing I did pray for is patience. Because
but you get tested on.
Most definitely. But I knew for a fact that being pregnant, I had Braxton at a late age. So because of that, I had been set in my ways. And I wanted things certain ways. Like to this day, Braxton, it's a funny story. In kindergarten, he was sitting at the table. It was all girls. He was the only boy at his table. And he was sitting there, the teacher said, Braxton's in here telling all these little girls he don't drink out of cups. And then I had to think about it. Like, I said, you know what? He don't. Ever since a kid, I never liked cups because they had weird smells in them. Like when you drink out of people's house, I never liked cups. So as an adult, I never like kept McDonald's cups or even bought plastic cups. We only had glasses. So when Braxton was a baby, I showed him when he started drinking out of cup glasses how to set my glass in my sink without breaking it. So when he said, like, it didn't even dawn on me that I had, and then so I said, you know what? He's not lying. He don't drink out of cups. We don't own cups. We only got glasses. And to this day, we only got glasses. But I had to be like, like, he right. Like, okay.
They get what they learn.
They are sponges.
That's why you can't, that old saying our parents used to tell us, do as I say, not as I do. That don't work. That don't work. That ain't even what God say.
Right.
God say, do as I do.
Right.
So how you gonna be a parent and then you gonna come talk God?
Preach it, girl. Preach it.
And say, don't do what I do.
Don't watch what I do.
Don't watch what I do.
You just do what I do.
I'm gonna train you a whole other way, and that's the way you gonna go.
Right.
That ain't gonna work. You being unrealistic.
There you go.
And you putting unrealistic goals on children.
There you go.
Now I do want to talk about. Definitely want to hit on this. This is one thing. It may ruffle little feathers, but I'm sorry. That's what we do here. Okay. The mentality of us that thinks that at 18.
They got it.
It's time to slap.
Okay, that is also a slave mentality. Okay?
Because let me tell you this. Being that God blessed me and gave me the opportunity to raise children and then raise some more children. Naya and AJ got it made because they got the newer model.
They got the established,
the stable. I think things through.
Yes, they go.
But I also know what don't work because I've tried it with their siblings. And at 18, you're not ready.
Let me tell you, the human brain is not fully developed until you're 25 years old.
There you go.
Okay, so with knowing that, I think back to all the absent and silly stuff
that
I
did.
Before
now think about doing them things and being a parent.
Yeah, you're right, because I didn't have that.
Think about being at 18
I was 32
through
when I
25
right.
and being a parent. You
have
to make decisions that your mind is just not ready to pull together
at all.
And I'm not saying I was dumb, and I got a lot of compliments from older women.
No, even me, I'm like a I would have broke that.
Because I wasn't wild. I mean, I partied, don't get me wrong.
I mean, but not where people could see.
Exactly.
For real.
And so raising Naya and AJ, and people be like, oh, you You soft now. You soft now. No,
wiser.
I'm not soft. I'm wiser. Because now I understand that children need respect too.
There you go. My son taught me that. Is that crazy?
You know, how can you want them to respect you? And if you set the standard of respect in your home between you and your children and not fear,
right,
you're gonna get better results.
There you go.
Because just because they scared of you don't mean when they over here with Johnny and them, they ain't gonna sneak and do something. Because if she don't find out,
there you go.
But if you set the standards of respect,
it's gonna
they gonna be over there with Johnny and they'll be like, ooh, I don't want to disappoint my mother. Like
there you go. There you said the key is disappointment, and that is the thing that I have in place of whooping. Is that I'm disappointed in you, and my son will be like,
and they respond to that.
Yes, they do,
because they love us,
because they respect us.
Exactly, but they love us, and they don't want to disappoint us.
There you go.
You know, they don't mind about getting us upset, because if they did, they wouldn't drink the last Capri Sun.
Right, and leave the box in there.
Right, leave the empty box in the refrigerator, or like AJ, come eat the inside of my chicken and leave it together with the skin like it's still chicken. And I'm thinking I got a plate of chicken, go put it in the microwave. I just warmed up skin and bones. And then that piece of meat in that bone. But you know but I had to, AJ, you know, I ain't telling him I'm disappointed about the chicken though. But I was upset. I was disappointed. Because I wanted that wings, girl. I wanted that. They looking good too.
He even ate the meat.
Girl, you know I can cook. I had did my thing that day. I said, ooh, it's some left. I'm gonna put these in the microwave.
It was our skin and bones.
Took them out the microwave, picked it first. I said, well, I be.
Go ahead, AJ. That's my little boo.
Hey, AJ out there. AJ and Naya, man, I'm gonna tell you, along with God, they are my inspiration and my motivation. All of my children are my inspiration. Let me change that. But I go hard for this the way I do because I'm raising them in this.
Right.
See, Devontae and them grown.
Right.
You know, and I'll honestly say all of my children have good hearts. They all have the heart of their mama.
Yeah.
No matter what they do, they're not going to try to hurt nobody. They're not going to try to cheat nobody. And they're going to feed you and make sure everybody good that's in their circle. Like they're going to, even if you not, like I can't even count the number of times one of my grown children haven't brought somebody to me and say, Mom, they just, that's what she's going through. Can you explain to her what she might need to do? You know, she don't have a mom, her mom not, you know. And because I'm not going to swoop in there, and that's what I was touching on about putting them out at 18, and we kind of got distracted, but I'm going to go back, is, you know, I don't judge another parent.
Right.
Because my children aren't perfect, and I'm not either.
Right.
And I know I did the best that I could do.
Right.
And I can't sit up and say that my child might go out there and do something wrong and it's all because of me. So I'm not judgmental in that way. And so when this 19-year-old posted that her parents were putting her out, that she had ran its course and she had to be out, you know, I'm taking her word. So at the end of the day, if you don't have anywhere to go, come home, come here. You can come here. We'll help you. We'll figure it out. So she is staying with me. Okay. But none of our conversations will ever be about
bashing her mom.
Exactly. Because I don't know. Exactly. And then I don't know. But what I will say, what this baby told me, is that I don't mind my mom telling me it's time for me to fly the coop. But at least she could have did was prepare me for this day.
Exactly.
And that's why I say, if your child turned 18 and you saying, okay, at 18 it's time for you to sign your own lease, that's all good and dandy. But prior to 18, you better been preparing them. And I mean from the time that they can go punch a clock at somebody's job, prepare them. Because you can't just coddle
like
them.
18
I'm going to coddle you. Oh, I'm going to feed you. I'm going to make sure I go to the grocery store. Even if you ain't cooking, you make sure the food there. You make sure all their appointments are set. You make sure that this is signed for school. You make sure this is done. But have you taught them to do?
No.
have you told this child when you go out there and sign for an application, then, you know, this is what you need to put on there? Or, okay, or if you want to get a job, you know, you need to make sure that you can get to that job and that job is convenient for where you live. You can't just say, okay, you're 18 and you gotta go. You gotta go.
I'm going through that right now with my 16-year-old. He just turned 16 in January. He's of age to work.
Right.
He's out here right now looking for employment.
Right.
What I'm trying to teach him is you can't bank on my car. You need to get a job where you can get to it on your bus line. Exactly. Right. I'm not saying that I'm not going to aid you, right? Because I might take him to work. Don't nobody tell him that, but I might take him to work every day.
Right.
But
I need you to depend on me.
There you go.
Because I may not be here one day, and I need you to be able to stand on your own. Some of these kids don't even know how to catch the bus.
I know. And you know what? I think the best thing as like parents of minorities is what we could do is give them financial literacy. Like right now, I had like started a new thing like at Navy Federal, so I can get a business line of credit. I'm gonna put my baby name on that, and then by the time when he graduates, my gift to my baby is A1 credit.
There you go.
And I feel like that's better than giving him $1 million.
There you go. There you go.
So,
and that's one of the things that we are going to wrap it up, guys. We're going to cut this short today because we don't have an audience. But
what we want you to do is to ask, like, if you have any outspoken teenagers that
parents who are just frustrated but want to talk about it.
Yes, that's what this platform is for. We're trying to merge the teens and the parents together so we can be in harmony. Yeah, there you go. That's what we're trying to do. That's what this platform is for. We ask for your support. Please get with either Nakia or myself if you know any team that we're going to have waiver signed.
It'll be the fourth Saturday of the month.
Every fourth Saturday. You can meet us here at the same time, same back channel. But we're going to have so much, like we're here with resources. We're here are doing excellent. We're going to have this could be a talent show. This is just where we come to put teens on point. It's kind of like a teen summit for me. If you're old enough to know about teen summit, you're old enough to be here. It's like, but that's what we're looking for, you know, but with two cute hosts. Okay.
That's right.
All right. So make sure you tune in next time.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to Teen Talk Live. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day and a great rest of your week.
All right. Deuces.